I'm looking at you, and I remember sitting down. I think it was like June 2nd, and we had the little conversations at the training center. And you know what? I never posted the video, so you should punch me. I guess I didn't think you were gonna. I actually looked back for it today, and I'm like, what did I do with it? I guess I didn't think you were gonna win.
You even deleted it. You're like, that guy didn't have a chance. Deleted. That's messed up, man.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all right.
I mean, I think there were a lot of people who watched because you didn't get that much TV time. You weren't a trash talker. You look good in the fights, but it didn't seem like this was going to be the badass to steamroll through.
Yeah, you know what? I think some of the guys, maybe should have tried out for the real world instead of the Ultimate Fighter. I was there to win fights, and that's what I did, and that's what I'm going to do on Saturday. And, as far as the trash talking and, all the other drama, it's just not my thing. I'm a fighter. I'm not a reality star, and, I think it shows.
So you played football at Colorado. That kind of stuff doesn't go on in a locker room with a football team?
You know what, it does, but at the end of the day, you cut out all the BS, and it's a major Division I program, so a lot of that stuff gets cut out, through the coaches and practice. So I'm just not used to it.
Did you ever get thrown off by some of the guys? Was there a guy in particular who annoyed the hell out of you that you just, or maybe you just didn't, you chose early on to go, you know what, I'm not going to be around this dude?
You know what, I got along with everyone, and for me it was easy because I was in the competition the whole time. So the only time it ever affected me is in the house when guys would get drunk or wasted and, scream and yell and party to, 5 in the morning. So it made it tough to sleep. I think before I fought Marcus Jones, I got an hour and a half of sleep, so makes it tough.
Were those guys who were out, or were they?
Yep.
Really? So what do you think of that? I mean, it's kind of a lack of common courtesy, and how serious are they taking their own career? You have another 5 weeks to actually train, especially considering the fact that it seemed like at least a half a dozen guys came there and had no conditioning and needed to work on things.
You know what? For those guys, I don't think they took it as serious, and it showed. There's a reason they're out of the competition. So, you can drink and party up with your friends, and at the end of the day, yeah, we're boys, but they're not my best friends. That's why I didn't have a problem fighting any of those guys. Because obviously they didn't care too much if they were out partying while I was trying to sleep for my fight. So.
So one of the things I always try to develop are heels, and then also maybe a guy who gets bullied. They did that with McSweeney. They did that a little bit with Mitrione. Did you think either one of those guys got a raw deal?
No, not at all. What you do on the show is exactly what they show. Okay. So if you're gonna act like a goofball, they're gonna portray you as a goofball. If you're gonna, if you're gonna act like a professional, you come off as a professional, which I think they did a good job of showing me as. And it is what it is. It's not the editing. I can tell you that.
Yeah. You seem like a nice guy. Was there any moment you or anyone else was going to step up for Zach, or just, hey, tough luck, buddy?
You know what? I'd take Zach to the side and I'd tell him, man, hang in there. Don't let him show, don't show him that they're getting to you. And he'd say thanks, man, and then go off to the side and let him ride on his head with a magic marker. So,
but don't you think in some ways that you do need to show people that it's getting to you and just stop it?
Oh, man, I think in that house, man, when you're a sheep amongst a bunch of wolves, you need to kind of, chill out. And because as soon as they smelt blood, look, man, right on his head, beating him up.
I think maybe you need to act like a wolf, though, and join the pack and fire back.
Yeah. The only thing he fires back, he's going to get beat up. So I don't know what he was going to lose, man.
That did happen. That was not a good situation with McSweeney. All right, so you're in the finale. Roy's the opponent. What do you think of Roy? I mean, it was interesting, right? As you guys do the stand-up, he's doing the little squatting thing and trying to joke around. What do you think of? Obviously, he's a respected fighter. He's a unique guy, though.
Roy and I were friends in the house. I don't have a problem putting that to the side and winning the 6-figure contract in the least bit. Roy, he's a vet of the sport, and I can't think of a better way to win the Ultimate Fighter by beating a guy of Roy's caliber. I think it's a great opportunity, and, I expect nothing less to win on Saturday.
Do you think he looked a little better than maybe he is because he got favorable matchups in terms of guys who couldn't defend themselves on the ground?
You know what? I definitely think I had the toughest matchups on the show. I'd like to hear someone's argument that I didn't. And not only did I have the toughest matchups, but I finished everyone. It wasn't like the ref had to jump in because guys were stuck in the crucifix, or I went to raw decision. I was knocking cats out and submitting guys. So I definitely think I had the best fights on the show and had the hardest route at the same time.
So maybe you can anticipate this, or if you had a chance to roll with Roy, how is it different being under someone who's 6'6" and 265, muscular, versus a guy who's squatty with the belly? Because everyone seemed to complain that, that was his big advantage, it's the belly. I don't know if that is. I think, to me, it's more technique on the part of both guys.
Yeah, exactly. It's technique, and both those guys are studs on the ground. Roy uses his weight, and his weight is an advantage for him. It's not his belly, it's just his weight. He's good at distributing his weight, and getting guys to, in the crucifix position, and he's competing in Abu Dhabi and stuff like that. So he's definitely a world-class grappler.
All right. So would you tell people what you did the last couple of months? And we know you work with some elite people.
Yeah, the camp I come from, it was an 18-week-long training camp for me. I think I took 4 days off when I got off the show and just started preparing for this.
Yeah. Carwin?
Yeah, Shane Carwin, Nate Marquardt, Elliot Marshall, Rashad Evans, Keith Jardine, Holes Gracie. The list goes on and on, man.
What's most beneficial, working with a guy who, is 6'3" and probably 285 pounds, or the smaller guys?
Oh, definitely working with Carwin.
Yeah.
He's like an older brother of mine, and he's why I'm at where I'm at. So, having a guy like Shane on top of me and being able to get up or, do some other stuff with him, it gives me confidence fighting Roy.
All right. I don't know if it matters much. I have a feeling most people are going to be rooting for you. Not that they hate Roy, but there's something about Roy that
I don't know.
He brings it on, but
yeah, who knows, man? I'm with you guys. I'll take all the fans. I love it.